Serious tension in Nigerian politics. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has called out Governor Okpebholo for making shocking comments about Peter Obi. In this video, we break down what was said, how Falana reacted, and what this means for Peter Obi's safety. Stay with us till the end, you won't want to miss Falana's bold demand. Let's start with what actually happened. It all began during a political event in Edo State. Governor Okpebholo was speaking to his supporters. The crowd was excited, and the governor was talking tough. But then, he mentioned something that shocked many people across the country. He warned Peter Obi, the former presidential candidate and leader of the Labour Party, to stay away from Edo State politics. Yes, a sitting governor telling another Nigerian leader not to step into his state. Some people in the crowd cheered. But outside that gathering, Nigerians were not laughing. To many citizens, especially Obi supporters, this wasn't just a careless political jab. It sounded like a real threat, a direct warning to someone who has every right to visit, speak, and move freely across Nigeria. Let's pause for a second here. Peter Obi is not just any politician. He's a major figure in Nigerian politics. After running for president in 2023 and gaining massive support across the country, especially among young people, Obi became a symbol of hope for many. Even though he didn't win, his movement is still very strong. So, it's no surprise that Peter Obi continues to visit states, attend events, and speak on national issues. Now, imagine a sitting governor telling such a leader to stay away from his state. Many people found that statement troubling. It sends a message that the governor is trying to control who can or cannot enter Edo State, which is part of Nigeria, not a private territory. Nigeria is a democracy. In a democracy, anyone can move freely, campaign, support who they like, or even criticize the government. That's what freedom is all about. And under the Nigerian constitution, no governor has the power to ban another citizen from entering a state. So, what could have made Governor Okpebholo say such a thing? Some people believe it's fear that Peter Obi's presence in Edo might influence public opinion. Labour Party is growing stronger in many states, and Edo is one of them. Obi's visit could give a boost to LP candidates running for office. Others say it was just political showmanship, the governor trying to look tough in front of his supporters, trying to control the narrative. But whatever the reason, the words he used crossed the line. The problem with such statements is not just political. It's about safety. In Nigeria, political tensions often turn violent. Words like these, spoken by people in power, can lead to attacks, intimidation, or unrest. And that's why this matter quickly gained attention. Social media exploded. Hashtags started trending. Labour Party supporters were angry. Human rights activists were worried. And everyday Nigerians started asking, is this how politics will be now? Threats and warnings instead of ideas and debates. The truth is, Governor Okpebholo's statement created more confusion and tension in a country already facing political division, insecurity, and public frustration. It raised many questions. Why would a governor speak like that about a fellow citizen? Does he have something to hide? Is he trying to block free political activity in his state? Or is this a warning sign of how far some politicians are willing to go to hold on to power? What's clear is this: no matter the reason, the governor's comment was out of line. Even if he disagrees with Obi or his party, there are proper ways to express that. Threats or public warnings are not the answer. As the video continues, we'll look at how Femi Falana, one of Nigeria's most respected lawyers, stepped in, blasted the governor's words, and demanded immediate action. But before we move on, remember this. The right to move freely, speak freely, and campaign freely is the foundation of democracy. And when powerful people try to block that right, they must be called out. After Governor Okpebholo made those strong and disturbing comments about Peter Obi, it didn't take long before one of Nigeria's most respected voices stepped in. That voice was Femi Falana. If you don't know him already, Femi Falana is a senior advocate of Nigeria, a top-level lawyer. He is also a well-known human rights activist. For years, he has spoken up for justice, fairness, and the rights of all Nigerians, no matter their background, party, or tribe. So when Falana speaks, people listen. And this time, he had something serious to say. Falana came out publicly and condemned Governor Okpebholo's comment. He said it was unacceptable, irresponsible, and dangerous. According to Falana, no governor has the right to stop a fellow Nigerian from entering any state or participating in political activities. Not Peter Obi, not anyone. Falana reminded the public and the government that Nigeria is not a military state. It is a democracy, and under the law, every citizen is free to move, speak, and participate in political matters as long as they are not breaking the law. Let's break that down. It means that Peter Obi, as a former governor, a party leader, and most importantly, a citizen, has every legal right to travel to Edo State. He can meet people, attend events, campaign for his party, or even speak against the ruling party. And he should be able to do all of that without fear. Falana said Okpebholo's threat, whether he meant it or not, could lead to something more serious. He said when leaders speak recklessly, they send the wrong signal to their followers. It can cause confusion, violence, and even bloodshed. And we've seen this happen before in Nigeria. When politicians use threats or warlike language, it often creates fear in the minds of citizens. People become scared to attend rallies. Opposition members are harassed. And before you know it, political violence begins to grow. Falana warned against this. He said politics should be about ideas, vision, and plans for the people, not threats, warnings, or silencing the opposition. He also made something else very clear, that Peter Obi's safety must be guaranteed at all times. According to him, if anything happens to Obi before, during, or after a visit to Edo State, Governor Okpebholo and the Nigerian government would be held responsible. This is a very strong statement, and a serious one. Why? Because it places the responsibility of protection on the people in power. It tells them, if you allow violence to happen after making careless statements, the public will hold you accountable. Falana also called on the Nigerian police, DSS, and other security agencies to step in immediately. He said they must not wait until something goes wrong. He asked them to speak up and assure Nigerians that no one is above the law, including governors. Many Nigerians online supported Falana's position. They said his response was timely, strong, and honest. They believe that if people like Falana don't speak up, then powerful politicians will continue to behave as if the law doesn't apply to them. Others also used this opportunity to remind everyone that Nigeria has suffered enough from political violence and division. What the country needs now is unity, peace, and freedom, not intimidation. Some even asked a deeper question. Why is the governor so worried about Peter Obi visiting Edo State? If he believes in his work, and if his party is truly popular, then Obi's visit shouldn't scare him. Let the people decide who they support. That's how democracy works. Falana's response also sent a clear message to other politicians across the country, especially those in power. You can't use your office to threaten others. You can't use fear to win elections. And you definitely can't tell a fellow Nigerian to avoid a part of the country just because you don't like them. What Nigeria needs are leaders who are confident, respectful, and law-abiding, not those who act like dictators. So, to summarize this chapter, Femi Falana stood up when it mattered most. He called out Governor Okpebholo. He defended Peter Obi's right to move freely. He demanded protection and accountability. And he warned that this kind of political behavior must stop now, before it's too late. As we move into the final chapter, we'll look closely at what Falana is asking for next. It's more than just a public warning. He wants action, real action. A public apology. A clear guarantee of safety. And an end to this kind of dangerous politics. Stay with us, because it's about to get even more serious. After calling out Governor Okpebholo for his disturbing comments against Peter Obi, Femi Falana didn't just stop at criticism. He took it a step further, a very important step. He made clear demands. And he's not asking for too much. What Falana is demanding is very simple, and very fair. So, what does Falana want? First, he is demanding a public apology. Yes, a full and open apology from Governor Monday Okpebholo. Not something quiet or done behind closed doors, but a clear message to Peter Obi, the Labour Party, and all Nigerians that the threat or warning was wrong and should not have been said in the first place. Why is this apology important? Because public words have public consequences. Governor Okpebholo made his comments during a political event. The cameras were rolling. The crowd was cheering. The message was loud and clear: Peter Obi should stay away from Edo. So, if the words were said in public, the correction must also be made in public. That's what justice demands. Falana believes this apology will not only calm things down but also set a good example for other politicians. It will show that leaders can take responsibility for their mistakes, and that nobody is above correction. But that's not all. Falana's second demand is even more serious. He is asking the Nigerian security agencies to act immediately and guarantee Peter Obi's safety. This is no small request. Why? Because when a high-profile person like a sitting governor makes such a strong statement, it raises security concerns. And in a country like Nigeria, where political tensions often turn violent, this cannot be ignored. Falana is basically saying, don't wait until something bad happens. Act now. He's asking the Nigerian police, the DSS, the civil defense, and all responsible agencies to do their job, to protect Obi and ensure he can visit Edo or any part of Nigeria without fear, harassment, or intimidation. Falana also reminded the public that under the Nigerian constitution, every citizen has equal rights to movement, freedom of speech, and freedom of political association. This means no politician, not even a governor, has the right to tell someone else to stay away from a state. Edo State is not Okpebholo's personal property. It belongs to the people, and to all Nigerians. By making this clear, Falana is not only defending Peter Obi, he's defending the rights of all Nigerians, especially opposition leaders, activists, and everyday citizens who are often bullied or silenced. But Falana's message didn't stop with the apology and the safety call. He also warned that if anything happens to Peter Obi, the blame will fall directly on the Nigerian government and Governor Okpebholo. That's a strong and serious warning. And it makes sense. Because in the past, Nigeria has seen many cases where threats were ignored until someone got hurt or even killed. Falana is trying to prevent that. He wants the government to be proactive, not reactive. Many Nigerians have praised Falana for standing up and speaking out. On social media, thousands of people shared his statement, saying this is the kind of leadership and boldness Nigeria needs. Some said that without people like Falana, politicians would say anything and do anything, without facing consequences. Others went further to call for a national law that bans hate speech and threats in politics, especially during election seasons. They say if a politician makes a dangerous comment, they should be fined, investigated, or even disqualified. That way, our politics becomes cleaner, safer, and more focused on real issues, not fear and division. Even some Labour Party members have come forward, thanking Falana for standing up for Peter Obi and for defending democracy. But here's the big question. Will Governor Okpebholo listen? So far, he has not issued any apology. No clear statement has come from his office. Some of his supporters are even defending what he said, claiming he was only joking or making political talk. But Falana is not taking it as a joke. And neither are millions of Nigerians. Because when politics becomes a space where people are scared to speak, scared to move, or scared to campaign, then democracy is in danger. In the end, this is bigger than Peter Obi. It's about creating a political environment where no one is above the law, and no one should live in fear for speaking their mind or standing for their party. Falana's demands are not just demands. They are a wake-up call. A call to the government. A call to the political class. A call to every Nigerian who believes in freedom and fairness. So, as this story continues to unfold, we ask: Loudspeaker, will the governor apologize? Loudspeaker, will the police and DSS take action? Loudspeaker, and most importantly, will Nigeria choose peace, respect, and democracy over threats and fear. Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, Femi Falana has done what many leaders refuse to do, speak truth to power. Now, the ball is in the court of Governor Okpebholo and the Nigerian authorities. We are watching.